Hi, I'm Annie, and I have a horrible family. It was all roses and sunshine when my dad was alive. However, when he passed away, my world descended into darkness. My mom and dad were separated way before my dad passed away. My mom, Regina, ended up cheating on him and married her affair partner, Sean. That's how she got my stepsister, Rita. I never approved of my mother's affair. I was a teenager when it happened, so I understood what she did was wrong. My parents had 50-50-50 custody of me because dad didn't want me to miss out on having a mother. However, I never wanted to be with my mom. You see, after her marriage, mom neglected me and focused all her attention on Rita. She only kept me around because she didn't want to pay child support. Sean also disliked me, but kept me around for the same reason. Growing up, Rita was the golden child. She was more beautiful than me and always got away with doing evil things. She broke my stuff and stole them all the time. When in school, she even made my boyfriend cheat on me with her. When I told my mother and Sean, they said, "Don't be so dramatic about this. I mean, it's just a boy. You know Rita is more attractive than you. It's your fault for trusting your boyfriend. You should have known this would happen. My daughter is such a popular girl that everyone falls in love with her. It's not her fault that you couldn't keep your boyfriend. Don't go blaming my daughter. They actually look pretty good together. Rita is more suited to your boyfriend. You two wouldn't have lasted anyway. She did you a favor. Yes, my own mother thought it was my fault. They said that I don't deserve a good man. Perhaps they were right. I did end up burning myself in the future. Also, Rita did me some great favors. She helped me take the trash out. I will come to that part later. Anyway, while Rita had the beauty, she lacked the brain. I was actually the one with the good grades, so I was able to get into a prestigious college. I had my whole tuition paid for with my dad's help. Sadly, my dad passed away shortly after I joined college. I was devastated. However, I knew I had to honor my father and get myself a good job. The only thing that would make him happy was seeing me happy and successful in life. I threw myself into my studies and was able to graduate with flying colors. My mom nor Sean ever had any interest in my studies. They paid out of pocket for Rita to go to an expensive university. Since Rita is dumb as a box of rocks, she was kicked out in the second year. From then, she lived with Mom and Sean. I have very little contact with them except my mom. Since I had lost my dad, I didn't want to lose my mom as well, so I ignored the favoritism and kept in touch. When I joined my job, I met Lucas. He was actually at the office for business reasons, and that's how we met. We talked for a while and hit it off. He even asked me out on a date, and I agreed. We started to date, and things got serious very fast. I also told him all about my insecurities with Rita. He said,
"My emperor's busters, do you think ready as the earth fairy? I and Brad's were that way. I would never betray you like your exes. How can I hurt someone I love so much? You are everything to me."
"I trust you. Lucas, I'm glad you understand and sympathize with me. I've never had people take my side before.
I'll always be there for you. You can buy action from museum. Not when I have nothing will sway me. You are the only thing I want."
So with Lucas, I finally felt that I had a family. I was still in touch with my mom and actually sent her money to cover her bills. She still preferred Rita, but I didn't want to abandon her. However, my feeling of being unheard left when I was with Lucas. I loved him with all my heart. So when he proposed to me a few years later, I immediately said yes. When we were engaged, I took him to meet my family. Unfortunately, it included Sean and Rita. My mother would not have it otherwise, so I sucked it up and took Lucas to meet them. Throughout the day, Lucas kept reassuring me that he won't let Rita affect him. However, as soon as he saw her, his demeanor changed. The meeting went well for everyone except me. Rita kept flirting with Lucas all night, and he didn't even brush her off. When I went home and confronted him, he said,
"I didn't expect your sister to be so much fun. Be a painter like a villain. That sounds okay to me. They have some good taste. I've used to you how fashionable she is."
"Lucas, she was flirting with you all night. You barely paid attention to me. You should have brushed her off."
"Don't worry. I am engaged to you. You have absolutely nothing to worry about."
I was pretty pissed at Lucas, but let it go. It was true that he was marrying me after all. It didn't matter what happened today. We wouldn't be around that much anyway. That was one of the worst mistakes of my life, actually. I will learn that later. The wedding happened, and Lucas started to act out right away. I did earn way more money than him, so he expected me to pay for everything. He even suggested putting all my money in our joint account and letting him control the finances. I didn't agree with it. We also argued about finances a lot. Lucas turned out to be a spendthrift and didn't want to change his ways. When I told him anything, he would say I was cheap and didn't deserve him. At one point, Lucas even said,
"You're so cheap and lame. Tiny, odds when originates. I can't be more like Rita."
"How can you say that to me? Lucas, Rita gets all her money from her dad. I have to earn everything myself and even send money to my mom."
"You can still spend more on me. I am your husband, and I deserve nice things. If I'd known you'd be like this, I would chain your sister instead. At least she is beautiful and has good taste."
I was heartbroken by what Lucas said. I had been noticing that Rita often spent time with Lucas. He had shorter hours and lots of free time. I was working long hours to bring in the money that he wanted. Hell, he wouldn't even let me shorten my hours because he didn't want to cut his expenses. Slowly, I was getting fed up with him. It also didn't help that Rita was constantly gloating about how much time she and Lucas were spending together. She said, "Hey, Annie, Lucas and I went out again. We had a great time today. Everyone thought we were a couple. They complimented us and told us we looked good together. I told you to stop hanging out with my husband so much. You need to respect my boundaries. I am not your slave. Annie, I will do what I want. Try and stop me or Lucas. Please see if he gives in." She was right, actually. Lucas and I had numerous fights about his closeness with Rita. However, he refused to stop meeting with her. He claims that Rita was good company and they were good friends. He told me that I need to get my jealousy under control. The fights happened frequently, and I was the one who always caved and apologized. And I was in love and didn't want to lose him. So, I tried to suck it up for some time. It's in my mind. I knew that I had to get away. However, I needed some time to be sure. But 1 year after we got married, I got the biggest shock of my life. I learned that I was getting a big promotion at work. I thought that finally my money troubles will be over in me, and Lucas might have a chance. So, I hurried home to surprise him with the news. When I walked in the door, I was immediately on high alert. I knew whose voices those were. So, I sneaked into the door and saw what was happening. It was Lucas and Rita sitting on my couch and kissing each other. I couldn't believe my eyes, but I was not prepared for what they were about to say.
"I can't wait to marry you. Righty, yep, Rita. I was still super when I got with Annie, and anyone can see how better you are than her."
Don't worry. Lucas, once you divorce Annie, we'll get married as soon as possible. Then we will both enjoy my huge inheritance. When the time comes,
"Yes, we will be so happy. Annie is very strict with money. She likes a cheap lifestyle. I am glad I found someone who has the same taste as me. We same aesthetics for our eyes."
you've seen my dad's inheritance. It's a huge house and plenty of land. We will live there luxuriously. My trust fund will cover everything.
Iredale loves us. We'll be very happy together. I can't wait to get rid of that ogre I married.
I had had enough, so I made myself known. I loudly walked through the door and confronted them. They looked shocked but showed no remorse. Rita was smirking at me and giving me evil looks. Lucas sat there with a face of stone. I was boiling inside. I said,
"How dare you? Because Lucas liked to married first. How could you do this to me?"
Don't shout at me. Rita is much better than you. I couldn't help myself. So you knew this was coming.
"I did so much for you, and you betrayed me like this. You're nothing but a piece of crap. You had no respect for our marriage and broke your vows."
Hey, don't blame him now. It is you who couldn't keep your man. Besides, you also know that you can't resist me. I am better than you after all.
You've been a bad wife. And you kiss Reyes. I expect much more from now. You have failed to keep me happy. Rita is so much better at it. on hazel cards for Stepsister. I am going to choose her as to remedy her.
At least you are going to leave me over her? Bruce, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, then you can't do anything about it. I made my decision, and nothing will change that. Asia, that of you. I am leaving her right now. Draw him right now.
Fine then, so be it. Touchdown, Wux. No, get out of my house. Amastoni. I don't want to see you two here ever again.
Arms and dollies, goodbye. Andy, it's the terms. I won't be here anymore. Although keep my eye out. I will move out today. I will be coming back.
Lucas said that and left with Rita and Tao. When they finally left, I broke down in tears. I was sad, but not because of losing Lucas. I was sad because I was stupid enough to marry this man. Sure, I was in love, but I wish I had walked away sooner. While I did cry my eyes out, I was also preparing for revenge. I heard that Rita promised Lucas her inheritance if he married her. But Lucas wasn't aware of something, and I wasn't going to tell him. At least not for a few days. Everything would be revealed when we both signed those divorce papers he promised. My time will come, and all I have to do is wait. Lucas called me to his mom's house to talk. I went because I was curious about what they wanted to say. When I went inside, I saw that Lucas and Rita were both present. Rita and Lucas looked pretty smug when they saw me. Rita even gave me a sly smirk and put her arm around Lucas' arm. I stayed quiet and let them continue the drama. When we sat down, I said,
What the hell do you two want now?
I am here for our divorce. I don't want to be with you anymore. I have the papers ready.
So you decided to leave me after all. Rita, do you have anything to say about this?
As you can see to your sister, I've stolen your man as well. You know I am better than you. Here's just another proof of that. Now sign those divorce papers and let him be happy with me.
I have already signed the papers. I don't wait to his parents. I know better things are waiting for Mercedes. Your worthless assets mean nothing to me.
Fine, if you two are so sure about it. I'll sign the papers. Give me a moment. I took out a pen from my purse and signed the papers on the spot. A wave of peace and joy swept through me. I was finally free from my mooching and greedy husband. Now it was showtime. I knew things would become really entertaining. I said, "Are you clear?" Lucas, I should thank you for going through the trouble of setting up the paperwork. It saved me a lot of work.
I want to be away from you as soon as possible. I found a better girl and want to settle with her as soon as possible.
Is that so? Lucas, you think Rita is just perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, Rita's the perfect match for me. And she is more beautiful and has more riches than you. In a few years, she will get a big inheritance and it will all be ours. Go.
Oh my god. Lucas, I always thought you were a smart man. Now I see that you are an absolute idiot. Do you have any idea that Rita played you?
What do you mean? That I am thanking for bots? I think Rita played me.
Because she lied to you. Serves you right, actually. This is just what you deserve. Rita, do you want to tell Lucas about the inheritance? Rita stayed quiet and looked really pale. She kept stuttering and acting innocent. Lucas was confused and looked between us continuously. When none of us spoke first, he said,
What's this nonsense? Just don't try to insult my girlfriend. Honey, exclaim me. You are nothing but a jealous and ugly girl. I don't believe any rumors you spread about Rita.
There are no rumors. The guest. Since Rita is dead set on playing dumb, let me tell you. Rita has been lying about the inheritance. She's nothing to her name. There's no inheritance waiting for her.
That's impossible. I saw the house and property that she is supposed to get. Allie, I do there. It's only a matter of time.
Oh, really? But yes. So she took you to see the property. Well, did she tell you that the inheritance is actually mine?
What are you talking about? It can't be yours.
It's not her dad's property. Lucas, it was actually my father's assets. He left it for me so that I can have a comfortable future. It is being handled by an estate manager who will hand it over to me next year.
You never told me about any inheritance. It just says me If it was yours, it would have been ours by now. So sistery.
No, you were wrong about that. My father left a big trust fund and the property for me, but he never wanted Mom or her new family to get their hands on it. So he set up a trust, which would give me access when I am 25.
No, see? This can't be true. Our Mr. Rita said something. I was telling her she is lying to our faces.
Rita stayed quiet and looked away from us. Lucas kept asking her for answers. Slowly it dawned on him that I was telling the truth. At that moment, he started to shout at Rita. Rita also shouted at him and kept accusing me of meddling in their relationship. I paid no heed to their comment. I gathered my things and left. After a few hours, both Lucas and Rita blew up my phone with texts and calls. I didn't read even one of them. When the day passed, my mother called me early in the morning. She said,
Genmi, I heard you've tried to destroy Rita's life. Why are you doing this?
You could be asking Rita why she destroyed her own life. I had nothing to do with it.
Don't deny it. I'm ashamed to have raised a daughter like you. She can't help who she falls in love with. You need to share your inheritance with Rita to make up for your bad behavior.
You must be deluded. My aunt that's word out to me must be kind of... I am sorry for speaking to you this way, but enough is enough. But you have always played favorite, and I put up with it. You even supported Rita when she stole my husband. Now, you expect me to give her half of my inheritance. That'll never happen.
You can't be so jealous of her. You need to sign the inheritance and share it with her. Lucas is threatening to leave her. If you give her at least half of her inheritance, he will surely stay.
That's not my problem. Italy? A knife? Mom, I tripwadi Bessie. However, there is one thing that I will do. I will stop giving you monies. I think that's about time you reflect on your actions. I refuse to support you when you have never deported me. Goodbye. Come from your breasters, praise years right. Don't call me again.
Mom kept calling me and texting me. She was begging me not to be so cruel. I guess it finally hit her that I wasn't just a useless child. Now she wants to make amends, but to me, the ship has sailed. The very next day, I went and changed my phone number. I was getting tired of being spammed by my ex-family and ex-husbands. They could have used other phone numbers to call me. So, I blocked them and moved on with my life. Within a week, Lucas, Rita, and Sean all took turns coming to my house. I never let them in. Lucas begged to have me back. Rita cried about me ruining her life. Mom and Sean wanted the money I'd stopped giving them. To everyone. I just replied that I would call the police if they didn't leave. Since the whole incident, I have moved to a different state. I got the promotion, but requested them for a different location. They knew my troubles and were sympathetic towards me. I was shifted to Leh. I'm having a great time here. I've also managed to bag some dates, but nothing serious for now. As for the rest of them, I know exactly how they are. I heard from friends that Lucas broke up with Rita and was trashing her to anyone who will listen. Mom and Sean had to move to a smaller apartment because of financial issues. Relatives won't help them because they didn't like Rita and had no intention of supporting homewreckers. They were having trouble dealing with Rita since her spoiled life was getting too expensive for them. Last my friends heard they were planning to kick her out. I am doing quite well, so I've stopped bothering about them. But sometimes I chuckle humorously when I remember the old times,